In this lesson, you'll learn about irregular past tense verbs. What is a past tense verb? Pause the video and think back to our previous lessons. What is a past tense verb? A past tense verb is a verb that describes something that happened in the past. The boy walked home after school. Walked is a past tense verb. The baby cried when the mom left the room. Cried is the past tense verb. Let's review. Most verbs are made into the past tense by adding what suffix or what letters to the end of the verb. Pause the video and think about it. Most verbs are made into the past tense by adding ed to the end of the verb. Not every verb knows how to follow the rules. These verbs are called irregular past tense verbs. Regular means normal or usual or rule following, but we're talking about irregular past tense verbs. The prefix ir means not, so what we're talking about is not rule-following past tense verbs. So when we're talking about these verbs, they are not rule-following, so they won't end in that typical suffix of ed. To make an irregular past tense verb, you have to change the spelling. An example is eat in the past tense becomes ate. We don't just add an ed, there's a spelling change. Here are some more examples. The verb sing becomes sang in the past tense. The verb do becomes did in the past tense. The verb ride becomes rode in the past tense. The verb draw becomes drew in the past tense. The verb win becomes won in the past tense. When you're looking at these past tense verbs, none of them have the suffix ed on the end. That's why these are irregular past tense verbs. We changed the spelling to these words to make the past tense. When you're trying to figure out the correct past tense, try putting the verb in a past tense sentence to see what sounds right. Yesterday, we singed a song. Singed sounds funny. Yesterday, we sang a song. Sang sounds so much better. Sang must be the correct past tense verb. Last year, I rided my bike to school every day. Rided doesn't seem like it sounds right. Last year, I rode my bike to school every day. Rode sounds better. Rode is the correct irregular past tense verb. When he was 3, he drawed his name on the wall. I'm not sure drawed sounds right. When he was 3, he drew his name on the wall. Drew is the correct irregular past tense verb. Now it's your turn. I want you to use a notebook or a whiteboard and write down the irregular past tense verb for the verbs. In the past tense, make becomes what? What is the irregular past tense verb for make? Write becomes what? What is the irregular past tense verb for write? Drink becomes what? What is the irregular past tense verb for drink? Remember, these are irregular, so they're not rule following, so the past tense will not end in ed. Pause the video and take your time. All right, make becomes made. Made is an irregular past tense verb. Write becomes wrote. Wrote is an irregular past tense verb. Drink becomes drank. Drink is an irregular past tense verb. Why do we call these verbs irregular? Remember what we talked about earlier. Ir means not. Pause the video and think about it. We call these verbs irregular because they are not regular. They don't just have the ed to show they're in the past. Great job!